morning, everyone. Today we are going to have a very quick revision for the modal verbs of possibility. Now, previously we have discussed these modal verbs of possibility, and we have said that we use them and we use the correct options depending on how sure we are, how much sure you are. Okay, we said that if we are sure 100% that something happened or something is about to happen, then I'm going to stick with must. Okay, because I'm sure 100%. أنا متأكد 100%, so I'm going to choose must. Now, if I am 100% sure that something is not gonna happen, إذا أنا كنت متأكدة إنه هذا الشيء لن يحدث بنسبة 100%، ولكن in a negative way، بطريقة سلبية ومستحيل أن تحدث, so I'm going actually to stick with can't. And if I have, doubts about the thing that it might happen, it might not, I'm going to choose could, may, and might. Okay. إذا كانت نسبة التأكد من 50 ل like 50-50%, we are going to choose could, may, and might. Now we are going to read these sentences and depending on the clues اعتمادا على الأدلة اللي عندي إياها في الجمل, I'm going to choose the right option. Okay, so let's start with number 1. You be exhausted after a long trip to New York. Okay, must, could, might. Now, if you have taken a trip to New York, لو أنت سافرت لمدينة نيويورك, it's gonna be obviously a very long trip. راح تكون رحلة كتير طويلة. Sorry for that. Okay, بتكون a very long trip. Now, obviously you are going to be exhausted. Exhausted بمعنى تعبان. Now, this is the clue. هذا هو الدليل. إنه why I am sure that someone is exhausted. كيف أتأكد إنه هذا الشخص تعبان فعلا؟ بما إنه الرحلة هي كثير طويلة. So if it is a very long trip, then obviously he is going to be exhausted. So I'm going to say must. Again, الشخص اللي عمل رحلة كثير طويلة طبعا راح يكون 100% شخص تعبان. Number 2. I have bought a lottery ticket and I be a millionaire. Now lottery ticket للأشخاص اللي ما بيعرفوا هي عبارة عن اليا نصيب. Now, if you know guys that the lottery actually depends on the luck. اليا نصيب بيعتمد على الحظ مش على أي شيء تاني. So this is an obvious clue. هذا دليل جيد جدا إنه I cannot be sure that I'm going to be a millionaire. مش لأني اشتريت يا نصيب معناها راح أكون مليونير 100%. لا. يعني ممكن أكون مليونير وممكن لا إنه ما تصيب معي. صحيح؟ So if you have to choose between must and might and can, I think it's obviously going to be might. Why? Because again you're not very sure. أنت مش متأكد من إنك راح تفوز باليا نصيب. Number 3. I don't know where my dad is. He be in the garden. So the beginning of the sentence has started with I don't know. هذا يعني التصريح واضح إنه أنا ما بعرف وين والدي أو أين مكان وجوده. So I'm not really sure about a thing. أنا غير متأكد. فبالتالي it's gonna be obvious I'm going to choose may. ممكن يكون بالحديقة, ممكن يكون في المطبخ, and so on. Okay, number 4. The sky looks cloudy. It rain. Now this is the first clue. It is that the sky actually has some cloud in it. السكاي أو السماء موجود بها بعض الغيوم. So this is like one of the most important clues you can find in this sentence. So if I saw cloud in the sky, I'm gonna say it might actually rain. You can't say must because you know that sometimes even if we have clouds in the sky, it doesn't really actually mean it is going to rain whatsoever. Okay. Number 5. Sammy has a degree in computer science. He be a languages teacher. Now we have someone called Sammy ولديه شهادة في تخصص الحاسوب, and in the other sentence we are saying that languages teacher. No, actually it doesn't make sense to have a computer science, someone who have studied computer science, to have him teach languages. ممكن يدرس لغات. Obviously this is wrong, so we are going to stick with can't. Okay. Number 6. When Layla was younger, she ran 4 miles. Okay, now I'm talking about someone called Layla, and I'm saying that specifically when she was young, لما كانت صغيرة بالعمر, كان عندها قدرة إنها تمشي أو تركض لعدة أميال. Okay, now We have options can't, could, and must. I'm talking about ability بحكي عن قدرة. I'm talking about ability in the past قدرة في الزمن الماضي. So obviously my answer would be could. تمام. Now maybe you are a little bit confused between could and might, but could actually we use it to talk about possibilities and abilities in the past. أشياء كان ممكن تحدث أو حدثت في الزمن الماضي. might الأشياء اللي ممكن تحدث أو القدرات اللي ممكن أعملها في الزمن الحاضر أو المستقبل. Okay, number 7. He is wearing a wedding ring. He be married. So if I see someone who wears a wedding ring, شخص بيرتدي خاتم الزواج, this is one of the most important clues. هذا دليل مهم جدا على إنه هذا الشخص he must be married. أنا بكون 100% sure that he is a married guy. هو شخص متزوج. Why? Because he is wearing a wedding ring. Okay, let's move to the next question. Read the sentences carefully, then correct the mistakes. We have like 5 sentences, and each one of them has some grammatical mistake, and we have to look for it and then locate it, and then after that, we have to fix it. Okay, so let's start with the first one. She might coming with us to the party. She might coming with us to the party. Now, guys, you know that when we are using the modal verbs, we have to stick to one obvious rule that says a base form of the verb is needed after the modal verbs. دائما بعد أفعال المودal verbs نحتاج إلى الفعل يكون مجرد من أي إضافات أخرى سواء كانت s أو es, ies or ing and so on. Okay, so obviously the mistake in this one is the verb, the main verb. الفعل الرئيسي هنا جاء بإضافة ing, which is wrong. هذا خطأ. Okay, the correct option would be only to add e. يصبح الفعل she might come with us to the party. يعني الفعل هو المجرد منه come بمعنى يأتي أو يذهب. Okay, عفوا بمعنى يأتي. So this is the mistake because we need a base verb, فعل مجرد. Number 2. If I finish my homework, I could to home early. Now the first part is obviously correct. I have no trouble with the first part. If you take a look at the second part, you might have a little trouble, which is I have the subject, الفاعل, then I have the verb, and then I have the modal verb. Now, as a formula, we know that the helping verb or the modal verb should come after the subject, and then the main verb comes at the end. So الجملة بالأصح مفروض تكون فاعل ثم الفعل المساعد ثم الفعل الرئيسي فتصبح I could go to home early مش I could to home early. Okay, so again الترتيب الصحيح هو فاعل فعل مساعد ثم فعل رئيسي. This is the mistake. Only you have to change places. نبدل في الأماكن. Number 3. We haven't decided yet. Now, if you listen to the sentence, you're gonna see that there's something wrong with the logic of the sentence. شغلة غير منطقية في هاي الجملة. إنه الليلة إحنا ما قدرنا نطلع، إحنا لسه مش مقررين. I mean, obviously, these guys are talking about something they are going to do tonight في المستقبل القريب يعني في الليلة. فبالتالي we said that couldn't استخدام could يجب يكون عن القدرة في الأشياء الماضية وليست في الأشياء الحاضرة. Now tonight I'm talking about the present moment عن الحاضر. فبالتالي we can't say couldn't go out tonight. We can say we might not go out tonight. Okay? So instead of couldn't we say might not. الأجوبة راح تكون موجودة بعد الحصة أبعت لكم إياها على الواتساب. Okay. So again ليش مش couldn't؟ لأنه couldn't تتكلم عن القدرة في الزمن الماضي وليس في الحاضر أو المستقبل. Number 4. Fatima may takes a year off school to travel around the world. Fatima may takes. Again, this is the same mistake. We said that may is a modal verb, and after the modal verb we always have a base form. دائما بيكون عندي الفعل المجرد. فبالتالي all you have to do guys is just delete this. هو حذف ال s للمفرد. لازم يكون فعل مجرد. Number 5, my children may be absent from school. My children may be absent from school. Now, the only mistake in this one is the word maybe. Now كلمة maybe بمعنى ربما هي عبارة عن adverb، عبارة عن ظرف يستخدم في بداية الجملة أو في نهاية الجملة ولكن ليس في الوسط. Okay? So instead of saying maybe بهاي الطريقة لازم أعمل may ثم أترك space ثم be لحالها فتصبح جملتي my children may be absent. ممكن يكونوا غايبين عن المدرسة. And if you want to fix it another way, we can say maybe في البداية maybe my children are absent from school. Okay? So again كلمة maybe بمعنى ربما هي ظرف يأتي في بداية الجملة أو في نهاية الجملة. ولكن maybe اللي هي modal verb بيكون في بيناتهم space ما بين كلمة may وما بين كلمة be. فبالتالي only thing we have to do إنه نفصل بيناتهم نخلي بيناتهم space صغير. My children may بعدين بكتب be absent from school.